So first and foremost, I want to say call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Hamashiach Yahushua. Right, that's all praises to the Most High and the only in the fault. That's all praises to the Most High, the Father, right, whose name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son name, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, real name Hamashiach Yahushua or Yahushua Hamashiach. Right. So today, man, we're gonna do the Torah portions like normal, right? We're gonna go through the Torah portions, and the Torah portions is starts in Exodus chapter 6 and verse number 2, right? And it reads, Lord willing, everybody open up their books, man, and get there, Exodus chapter 6 and verse number 2, and it reads. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and said unto him, I am Yahweh, and I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of Yahweh Almighty, but by my name Yahweh I was not known to them. And I have also established my covenant with them, to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their pilgrimage, wherein they were strangers, right? So in the land of Canaan, when we got there again, right, or when we were going to get there again, we were strangers, right? So right now, we still in Egypt, we have not exited yet, right? So what we're about to read is the 10 plagues of Egypt. And Lord willing, brothers and sisters, right, understand the importance of the plagues that happened to Egypt, right, through the reading that we're going to have today. It says, and I have also established my covenant with them, who? Abraham and Isaac. And it says, the land of their pilgrimage, wherein they were strangers. So Abraham and Isaac were strangers in the land of Canaan, right? And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, right? That came from Jacob, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage. And I have remembered my covenant with who? With Abraham and Isaac. Wherefore, and Jacob, wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am Yahweh, and I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will rid you out of their bondage. And I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgments. And I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a power. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh, your power, which bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. And I will bring you unto the land concerning which I did promise, I did swear to give it to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And I will give it to you for an heritage. I am Yahweh. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel, but they hearkened not unto Moses, for anguish of spirit and for cruel bondage, right? So we was going through so much in this land, right, called Egypt, and it was too much for them to deal with, right? And the Israelites did not want to, right? The Israelites did not want to listen to Moses because they was going through so much, man, in Egypt, man. When you going through a hard day of work, man, you don't want to listen to somebody that, sounds happy, man. Moses just got a revelation from the Lord. He was excited. He was ecstatic, right? So he go talk to the children of Israel, man, happy, right? Look, we about to get out of here, man, right? But the Israelites don't want to hear that because they're under harsh bondage, right, under these Egyptians. But check this out. And the Lord, right, Yahweh, spake unto Moses, saying, go in, speak unto Pharaoh of Egypt, that he let the children of Israel go of his hand. And Moses spake before Yahweh, saying, Behold, the children of Israel have not hearkened unto me. Like, hold on, man, you telling me to go, talk to Pharaoh, but the children of Israel still, they didn't listen to me, right? It says, Behold, the children of Israel have not hearkened unto me. How then shall Pharaoh hear me? Who am I, Salakia, who am of uncircumcised lips? Meaning, I don't speak this language well, right? And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, and gave them a charge unto the children of Israel and unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. So it's a commandment that Moses and Aaron now have to bring out the children of Israel, right, from this land. And if the Lord put a charge on you, hey man, you gotta execute it. He'll kill you, right? If you're unprofitable unto the Lord will jam you up, right? Yahweh will jam you up. Verse 14, these be the heads of their fathers' houses, the son of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, Hanak, and Palu, and Hezron, and Carmi. These be the families of Reuben. And the sons of Simeon, Jamu, Jamin, and Jamin, and Ohad, Ohad, and Jachin, and Zahor, and Shaul, the son of the Canaanitish woman. These are the families of Simeon. And these are the names of the sons of Levi according to their generations: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. And the years of the life of Levi were 130, Salakia, 100, Salakia. It says, and the years of the life of Levi were 137 years, 137 years. The son of Gershon, Levi, and Shimei, according to their families, and the son of Kohath, Amram, and Izor, and Hebron, and Uziel. And the years of the life of Kohath were 133 years. And the son of Merari, Mahail, Salakia, Mahali, Salakia, Mahalai, and Mushi. These are the families of Levi according to their generations. And Amram took him Salakia, Jochebed, his father's sister, to wife, and she bare him Aaron and Moses. And the years of the life of Amram were 137 And the son of Ishar, so it's naming all the Levites, right? And this is how we get our, when we go later on in Exodus, right? We get our whose lot is what, right? Like Kohath, the sons of Kohath, they have to move, the things in the temple, right? And certain things like that. So each son, right, their lineage have certain offices inside of the temple, right? So it says, and the sons uh of Ishar, Korah, and Nepheg, and Zechariah, and the sons of Huzel, Mishael, and Eliphon, Salakia, Elzaphan, and Zithariah, and Aaron took him Elisheba, right? Elisheba, daughter of Aminadab, sister of Nahshon, to wife, and she bare him Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Right, the easiest four names to name in this whole thing. Bear him Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, and the sons of Korah, Ashur, and Elkanah, and Salakia, Abi, Abi, Abiasaph. These are the families of the Korites. And Eleazar, Aaron's sons, took of him of the daughters of Puntel to wife, and she bare him Phinehas. These are the heads of the fathers of the Levites, Salaki, according to their families. These are that Aaron and Moses, to whom Yahweh has said, bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt according to their armies. These are they which spake unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring out the children of Israel from Egypt. These are that Moses and Aaron. And it came to pass on the day when Yahweh spake unto Moses in the land of Egypt, that Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, I am Yahweh. Speak thou unto Pharaoh the king of Egypt all that I say unto thee. And Moses said before Yahweh, behold, I am of uncircumcised lips, and how shall Pharaoh hearken unto me? Right. So dropping down to chapter 7, right? And all that Yahweh said, the bar Yahweh with Nashemah, all that Yahweh said, we will do and hear. Right. So we see that the Lord, because earlier he told us to go into Pharaoh with the elders, right? Our elders is also named in those names as well, that went speak with Moses, right? Backing him up, speaking unto Pharaoh, right? And Moses has uncircumcised lips. Why? Because he been around the Hebrews, so he speaks Hebrew, and the Egyptian, the Canaanite language, right, was a little bit different. So for him to speak unto Pharaoh was a little different, right? And so now we're going to go into chapter 7, right? It says, and Yahweh said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet, right? So Moses is in the stead of a power, right? Like unto Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah, to where the miracles that he does, Pharaoh not going to have any choice but to listen to Moses, right? But Aaron is his prophet. He's the one that's going to tell Pharaoh what's going to happen before it happens, right? But Moses is going to be right there being that power, right, in the stead of a power in front of Pharaoh, right? So he's going to be the one to raise up the rod, to throw up the ashes, to do these different plagues, right, to where Pharaoh is going to look at Moses, right, as a god. Like when we read in the book of Daniel, you know, Mishael, the three Hebrew men, right? I always forget their names once I try to name them out. But just like how Nebuchadnezzar told him, right, told them, hey man, sure enough, your power is the power of all powers, right? Loosely paraphrasing, right, or just saying the story. But we're gonna read chapter 7, right? And the Lord spake unto Moses, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother shall be thy prophet. Thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shall speak it unto Pharaoh, right? So Aaron had to be more fluid in the Canaanite language, right, in the Egyptian language. And Salakia. And Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, and he send the children of Israel out of his land. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth my armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments, right? So this is how he's going to deliver us out of Egypt, by great judgments, right? So reading on, it says, and the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh when I stretch forth my hand upon Egypt and bring out the children of Israel from among them. And Moses and Aaron did as the Lord commanded them, so did they. Right, Salaki. Khan, Salaki. Okay. And the Egypt, verse 5. This is the book of Exodus 7 and verse 5. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh, which when I stretch forth my hand upon Egypt and bring out the children of Israel from among them. And Moses and Aaron did as the Lord commanded them, so did they. And Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron 83 years old, when they spake unto Pharaoh. So there was 40 and 43, right? Aaron is the big brother. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying, when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle of Salakia. When Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. And Moses and Aaron went unto Pharaoh, and they did so as Yahweh had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servant, and it came, Salakia, and it became a serpent. Then, verse 11, then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians, of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. So you got snakes, right? When you go into the so-called snake kingdom, you have snakes, right? That will eat another snake, man. Why? Because they're bigger, they're stronger, right? And they don't care about being cannibals, man. Right? So Aaron's rod, Aaron's snake, right, ate up the other snakes from the Egyptians, Salakia, the Egyptians, snakes or rods, right? Why? Because our strength is more powerful than the strength of any other nations, which our strength coming from Yahweh, right? Like it says in Psalms. So his snake, right, ate up the other snakes. And it says, verse 13, and he hearkened, Salakia, Salakia, and he hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he hearkened not unto them as Yahweh said. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hardened, he refuseth to let the people go. Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning, lo, he goeth out unto the water, and thou shalt stand by the river brink against Salakia. Verse 15, get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning, lo, he goeth unto the water, and thou shalt stand by the river brink against he come. And the rod which was turned to a serpent shalt thou take it in thine hand, and thou shalt say unto him, Yahweh, the power of the Hebrews, hath sent me unto thee, saying, Let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherunto thou wouldest not hear. Thus said Yahweh, in this thou shalt know I am Yahweh. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in my hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned into blood. And the fish that is in the river shall die, and the river shall stink, and the Egyptians shall loathe to drink the water of the river. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod and stretch out thy hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon the streams, upon the rivers, upon their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone, right? So if you have waters that's turned into blood, you're not going to sit there and drink blood. It's thick. It's not going to give you any right hydration, right? And the Lord put this plague, the plague of blood, on Egypt to let his name be known, man. And the stench of the fish, right, came up, right? Also, Pharaoh could let the children of Israel go, man. So these plagues, man, what we're reading, man, this is a mighty read, man. And Lord willing, I'm reading it the best that I can, man, in this old English, right? But Lord willing, y'all understanding what's going on and y'all reading with me, man. These are big things that Yahweh did unto the Egyptians, so that way he could let us go, the Pharaoh could let us go, right? So it says, and you gotta think about it. Even the water that you thought you had stored up in wood vessels and in like clay or earthen vessels, all that water as well turned into blood when he smit all the rivers, all the pools, all the ponds, right? So all the water was turned into blood, right, for the Egyptians. Israel had water though, right? But for the Egyptians, it was different, right? All their water was turned into blood. So verse number 20, Moses and Aaron did so as Yahweh commanded, and he left up the rod and smote, and he lift up the rod and smote the waters that were in the river in the sight of Pharaoh, and it in the sight of his servants, and all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood, and the fish that was in the rivers died, and the river stunk, and the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river. And there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt, and the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, neither did he hearken unto them as the Lord had said. And Pharaoh turned and went unto his house, neither did he set his heart to this also. And all the Egyptians digged around about the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the waters of the river. And 7 days were fulfilled after that Yahweh had smitten the river. So we see that now they're trying to dig, because that's what you do, right? You dig a well on the side of a river as far down as you can, and the soil, right, it filters the water going into this well. And now you're able to drink of that water without, any parasites getting into you, no type of bad bacteria, right? So you dig right next to a river because a river is fresh water. but it filters out through the land. So when you dig far enough, you'll get fresh, drinkable water. That's why all our families, right? When we read, in the Bible, all our families had wells where they went to go draw water because that it purifies itself and you get all the minerals and things like that from the water, right? The bar Yahweh would not shemai. The bar Yahweh would not shemai. All that Yahweh said is what we doing here. So we're gonna go into chapter 8. It's gonna list some more plagues, right? And Lord willing, the people that come on and this one person that's watching, right? Y'all take good heed, right? Y'all take good heed of what we're reading, man, which is our Exodus coming out of Egypt, right? This is the process of that. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, go unto Pharaoh and say unto him, thus saith the Lord, let my people go, that they may serve me. And if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all the borders with frogs. And the river shall bring forth frogs abundantly, which shall go up and come unto thine house, and unto thy bedchamber, and upon thy bed, and unto the house of thy servants, and upon the people, and unto thine ovens, and unto thy kneading troughs, and the frog shall come up both on thee and upon thy people and upon all thy servants. Right? So we see these frogs, man. What does frogs do? Right? They go ribbit, 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 right? You got these frogs going through all the land of Egypt. It was already 7 days, right, where the water was turned into blood. Right? Now you got these frogs coming out of the water. Right? And these frogs is making noise all throughout the house. They're getting in our ovens, they're getting in our kneading troughs, right, where we make our bread, right? And it's not us, it's the Egyptians. So I'm speaking as in being the Egyptians, which I shouldn't, right? But it's getting all into the Egyptians' bread, right, into their ovens, into their pots, right? And they're covering all the land of Egypt. They're even getting on them. So you have frogs hopping on you, and they're going ribbit, ribbit all the day long, right? So frogs ain't going to sleep, right, like that. You have some sleep, some awake, ribbiting all of. So now they're not sleeping. The Egyptians are not sleeping. Neither nor is Pharaoh, right? So it's about to get really frustrating for them, right? So we're gonna read. On. It's verse 5. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch forth thine hand with thy rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause the frogs to come up upon the land of Egypt. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the rivers of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron. And that's stupid. This is how dumb these people is. If why? Because you're a magician, you want to show that you're just as powerful as God. You're going to call up more frogs when there's a whole bunch of frogs already there. How stupid are you? Right? That goes to show you that the Sudanese Africans are dumb. Why would you call more frogs up? That's stupid, right? It says, and I'm gonna read verse 7 again because that's just dumb. And the magicians did so with their enchantments and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. So now you just want to have a peeing contest, right? But really, you just made everything worse. Stupid. Well, it worked for us though, right? It worked out for the Israelites. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and said, entreat Yahweh that he may take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I will let the people go that they may do sacrifice unto Yahweh. And Moses said unto Pharaoh, and Moses said unto Pharaoh, glory over me when I when I entreat for thee, and for thy servants, and for thy people, to destroy the frogs from thee, and thy houses, and Salaki, that they may remain in the river only. That's what you asking of me, right? Go ahead and get them out the house and stuff, that they may remain in the river only. And he said, tomorrow, and he said, tomorrow, and he said, be it according to thy word, right? Pharaoh, that you're going to let us go, right? Be it according to thy word, that thou mayest know that there is none like unto Yahweh our power. And the frogs shall depart from thee, and from thy house, and from thy servant, and from thy people. They shall remain in the river only. And Moses and Aaron went out from Pharaoh, and Moses cried unto Yahweh because of the frogs which he had brought against Pharaoh. And Yahweh said, according to the word of Moses, Salakia, and Yahweh did according to the word of Moses, and the frogs died out of the houses and of the villages and out of the fields, and they gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stank or stunk. But when Pharaoh saw that there was a respite, but when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, he hardened his heart and hearkened not unto them, as Yahweh has said. So after he see that the frogs have went back and they're not bugging him anymore, right? He's like, yeah, we cool now. All right, I lied to him. Keep them. Let them keep on serving us. Keep the Hebrew Israelites. Let them keep on serving us, right? And it says, Salakia. So he hardened his heart, right, again, and just like Yahweh has said. And Yahweh said unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch out thy rod and smite the dust of the land, and it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt. So just take your rod and hit the ground. Boom. And then all the dust, right, gonna become lice. And they did so. For Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice. And in man and in beast, all in the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt. And you know what's cold? Like in this time, man, Aaron and Moses just was listening to the Lord. Boom, whatever you say. Boom, whatever you say. Boom, whatever you say. But we know that there's an account where Moses hit the rock instead of speaking unto the rock. And that, that only had to be because the amount of pressure that he was under dealing with these dang Israelites. Right, but it's crazy because everything Yahweh said to Moses and Aaron, they just did it. Boom, all right, boom. So it's just dope that I'm reading this, and I hope y'all see what I'm saying. Right, verse 18. And the magicians did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice, but they could not. So there were lice upon man and upon beast. And why are these dumb as Egyptians still trying to do exactly what we could do with our power? Why are they so dumb? Right, but this time they couldn't make the dust lice, right? Because you just don't have the same amount of power as Yahweh, right? Then the magician said unto Pharaoh, this is the finger of Yahweh. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord Yahweh has said. And Yahweh said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh. Lo, he cometh forth to the water, and say unto him, thus said Yahweh, let my people go, that they may serve me. Right? So you go meet him right where he going at to get water, right? And you tell him, hey, look, man, right? You know, that's how brothers do, man. Hey, look, you come back around here again, it's gonna be a problem, right? You on the 30 Crip block, and hey, man, look, man, you come on this block, man, it's gonna be an issue, right? So Yahweh commanded Moses to do the same thing. Hey, look, man, we've been trying to tell you. The Lord said, hey, look, let his people go. Hey, man, if you don't do it this time, it's gonna be an issue, right? You already got 3 issues. You feel what I'm saying? You're about to get another one. Right. So, but it says, let my people go that they may serve me. Else, if thou will not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, and unto thy house. And the house of the Egyptians shall be full with swarms of flies, and also the ground whereon they are. Right, and it's cold because if the land was already stinking, right, from the fish, from the blood waters, right, if it was already stunk from the frogs, right, Yahweh, the flies was probably, you know, and I'm just inserting my little mind, right. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, right? But he probably was holding the flies back, right? He probably had a shield up, right? And was just holding the flies back from touching Egypt until he said, okay, you know what I mean? Don't listen this time. I'm gonna let all these flies loose. You know what I mean? It's just funny, man, when you see Yahweh's works, man. Like Yahweh, man, he got a humor, man, for real, the way that he works. All right, so it says, right, unless he let these flies go. Says, and the house, I'm reading in 21 again, and the house of each of the Egyptians shall be full with swarms of flies, and also the ground whereon they are. And I will serve, Salaki, and I will sever in that day the land of Goshen in which my people dwell, that no swarms. So he's gonna break apart. Is gonna be Goshen. That's not gonna get touched by the flies, but all of Egypt will. Right. And verse 22, and I will sever in that day the hand of the land of Goshen in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there. So he had to put a protection or a border around us, right? Same way I'm talking about when he was about to let the flies through. So it says, so the end thou mayest know that I am Yahweh in the midst of the earth, and I will put a division between my people and thy people tomorrow. Tomorrow shall this sign be. And Yahweh did so. And there came a grievous swarm of flies unto the house of Pharaoh, and unto his servant's house, and unto all the land of Egypt. The land was corrupted by reason of the swarm of flies. And Pharaoh called for Moses and for Aaron and said, go ye, sacrifice unto your power in the land. And Moses said, it is not meet so to do, for we shall sacrifice abominations of Egyptians to Yahweh our power. Lo, shall we sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians before their eyes? And when he says their eyes, right, is going into the Alahayim, and will they not stone us? So when we sacrifice our sacrifices, we don't want our sacrifices to be with blemishes, right? The lice came upon the beast, the flies came upon the beast, right? So all the animals, right? Pretty much all the animals were abominable. They had blemishes on them, right? So now they need time to heal, right? And it says, verse 28. And Pharaoh said, I will let you go that ye may sacrifice unto Yahweh your power in the wilderness only you shall not go very far away, entreat for me. Right? He said, you can't go too far in the wilderness, but I'm gonna let you go in the wilderness so you can sacrifice. There's a wooded area right there, 20 feet to the left. Go ahead and do it over there. Right? But that ain't what Yahweh wanted, and that ain't what he said. And Moses said, behold, I go out from thee, and I will entreat Yahweh that the swarms of flies may depart from Pharaoh and from his servants and from his people tomorrow. But let not Pharaoh deal deceitfully anymore in not letting the people go to sacrifice unto Yahweh. And Moses went out from Pharaoh and entreated Yahweh. And Yahweh said, according to the words of Moses, Salakia, and Yahweh did according to the word of Moses, and he removed the swarms of flies from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people. There remained not one. And Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time also, neither would he let the people go. Right? So it was inevitable, man. The Lord told Pharaoh, right, that this would happen. Right? Yahweh told Pharaoh that he will harden his heart every time, man. Right? So it was inevitable, man. And you know what's crazy is that Moses and Aaron had to deal with this every time. So they like brother feel like, okay, this time he gonna do it. This time he gotta do it. You know what I mean? But the good thing about Yahweh is he already told Aaron and Moses, hey, look, it's not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna happen. He's not gonna let you go. So you just gonna have to deal with all these times of going plead unto Pharaoh, man. Right? And it ended up working, man. By his judgments, man, we became free. Right. Then the bar Yahweh will not Shema, all the Yahweh says what we do and here. So chapter 9. Then Yahweh said unto Moses, go in unto Pharaoh and tell him, thus said Yahweh, the power of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me. For if thou refuse to let them go, and wilt hold them still, behold, the hand of Yahweh is upon thy cattle, which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, and upon the sheep. There shall be a very grievous murrain. All right, let's see what that is. Very grievous murrain. So I'm gonna read this verse 3 in the GNT. Right, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 9 and verse 3. And it says, I will punish you by sending a terrible disease on all your animals, your horses, donkeys, camels, cattle, sheep, and goats. Right? So it's going to be a horrible murrain going into a disease is going to send a horrible disease upon the cattle of the Egyptians. And Yahweh, reading back in the KJV, chapter 9, verse 4, and Yahweh shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt, and there shall nothing die of all that is the children of Israel. And Yahweh appointed a set time, saying, tomorrow Yahweh shall do this thing in the land. And Yahweh did that thing on the morrow, and all the cattle of Egypt died, but of the cattle of the children of Israel died not. And Pharaoh sent, and behold, there was not one of the cattle of the Israelites dead, and the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, and he did not let the people go. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses and unto Aaron, take to you handfuls of ashes of the furnace, and let Moses sprinkle it towards the heaven in the sight of Pharaoh. and it shall become small dust in all of the land of Egypt, and shall be a boil break for and shall be a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beast throughout all the land of Egypt. Right, I'm gonna read this in nine. I mean in the GNT. Read verse 9 in the GNT. It says, this is Exodus chapter 9, verse 9 in the GNT. They will spread out like fine dust. They will spread out like fine dust over all the land of Egypt, and everywhere they will produce boils and become open sores on the people and the animals. So the animals uh, still going to be going through it, right? The animals of the Egyptians. And it says, so going back to the KJV, verse 10, 9 and 10, right? Exodus 9 and 10. And they took the ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh, and Moses sprinkled it up toward heaven. And it became a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beast. So it was boils and open sores upon man and upon beast. And the magicians could not stand before Moses because of the boils, right? So even the magicians got caught up with the boils and the blains, right? The open sores and the boils. For the boils was upon the magicians and upon all the Egyptians. And Yahweh hardened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them, as Yahweh had spoke unto Moses. As Yahweh had spoken unto Moses, meaning he told him already that the Pharaoh wouldn't that he would harden Pharaoh's heart, he wouldn't listen. Verse 13, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh and say unto him, thus said the Lord, thus said Yahweh, the power of the Hebrews, let my people go that they may serve me. For I at this time send all my plagues upon thine heart. For I, Salaki, verse 14, for I will at this time send all my plagues upon thy heart and upon thy servants and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. So there's none like Yahweh in all the earth, right? Yahweh is the only power. And it says, verse 15, for now I will stretch out my hand and Salaki. For now, verse 15, for now I will stretch out my hand that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilences. Salaki, with pestilence, that thou shalt be cut off from the earth. And in very deed, Salaki, and in very deed for this cause have I raised thee up. So he's telling Pharaoh, this is why I raised you up, for to show in thee my power. So I could show everybody of, the world of the earth, my power. And that my name may be declared throughout all the earth, that all nations around about you, right, will know that the God of the Hebrews is the one and only true God. Verse 17, as yet exalted thou thyself against my people, that thou will not let them go. Behold, tomorrow about this time I will cause it to rain a very grievous hail, such as had not been in Egypt since the foundations thereof, even until now. Send therefore now the Send therefore now and gather thy cattle and all that thou hast in the field, for upon every man and beast, right? So this is Yahweh speaking unto Moses, and this is how he want him to tell it to Pharaoh. But now he's speaking unto Moses for the Israelites in verse 19, right? Telling them to go get all their corn, all their animals, and bring them into their barn houses, or into their actual house, so they could be safe, right? Verse 19: Send therefore now and gather thy cattle and all that thou hast in the field, for upon every man and beast which shall be found in the field and shall not be brought home, the hail shall come down upon them, and they shall die. He that feared the word of Yahweh amongst the servants of Pharaoh made his servants and his cattle flee unto the house. Oh, snap, Salakia. He was still speaking unto Pharaoh. My bad. Salakia. So the servants of the Egyptians, right, that feared Yahweh, and he that feared the word of Yahweh amongst the servants of Pharaoh made his servants and his cattle flee unto the houses. And he that regarded not the word of Yahweh left his servants and his cattle in the field, because they were supposed to be working. And Yahweh said unto Moses, stretch forth thine hand toward heaven, that there may be hail in all the land of Egypt, upon man and upon beast, and upon every herb of the field throughout the land of Egypt. And Moses stretched forth his rod towards heaven, and the Lord sent thunder and hail and fire and rain among Salaki. All right. So, and the Lord said unto Moses, stretch forth thine hand toward heaven, and verse 22, that there may be hail in all the land of Egypt, upon man and upon beast, and upon every herb of the field throughout the land of Egypt. And Moses stretched forth his hand towards heaven, and Yahweh sent thunder and hail and fire and rain along Talakia. Sent thunder and hail and the fire rain along upon the ground. And the Lord Yahweh rained hail upon the land of Egypt. So there was hail and fire mingled. So there were hail and fire mingled with the hail, very grievous, such as there was none like it in all the land of Egypt, since it became a nation. And the hail smote throughout all the land of Egypt, all that was in the field, both man and beast. And the hail smote every herb of the field, and break every tree of the field. Right? Salakia. Reading on. Only in the land of Goshen where the children of Israel were, was there no hail. And Pharaoh sent and called for Moses and Aaron, and said unto them, I have sinned this time. The Lord is righteous, and hey, don't do that. And Pharaoh sent and called for Moses and Aaron and said unto them, I have sinned this time. Yahweh is righteous, and I and my people are wicked. Entreat Yahweh, for it is enough that there be no more mighty thunderings and hail, and I will let you go, and ye shall stay no longer. And Moses said unto him, as soon as I am gone out of the city, I will spread abroad my hand unto Yahweh, and the thunder shall cease, neither shall there be any more hail, that thou mayest know how that the earth is Yahweh's. But as for thee and thy servants, I know that ye will not fear Yahweh, our power, and the flax and the barley was smitten, for the barley was the ear, and the flax was boiled. But the wheat and the rye were not smitten, for they were not grown up. And Moses went out of the city from Pharaoh and spread abroad his hand unto Yahweh. And the thunders and the hail ceased, and the rain was not poured upon the earth. And when Pharaoh saw that the rain and the hail and the thunderings were ceased, he sinned yet more and hardened his heart, and his and he and his servant Salakia. And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, neither would he let the children of Israel go, as Yahweh has spoken by Moses. Right? The bar Yahweh and Nashama, all that Yahweh says, what we doing here. I'm gonna take about a 3-minute break. Y'all bear with me. Jump off, maybe get back on. I'm doing this by myself. I need to take a little bit of a break. And then we're gonna get right into the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, and we will be starting at 25. Right? Shalom. Give me about 3 minutes. Let me get myself together. Salaki Akim Wa Akwatium. I might need 2 extra minutes on top of the 3. I'll be back in about 3 more minutes now. Salakia. All right. So, let's go into Ezekiel chapter 28, and we're gonna start at verse 25. Right. Um, let's do it. So right here, I might go in and out from the KJV to the GNT because I have precepts, and I'm like I said, I'm doing this alone, so I got to work with what I got. So let's do it. So this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28 and verse number 25. Thus saith Yahweh, thy power, when I have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they were scattered, and shall be Salakia. Shit, man. I'm just gonna use the GNT. All right, so this is the book of Ezekiel, and if y'all want to follow along in the GNT, Bible Shah, please do. Chapter 28 and verse number 25 in the GNT. All right, and it reads, and it reads, the sovereign power Yahweh said, I will bring back the people of Israel from the nations where I have scattered them, and all the nations will know that I am holy. The people of Israel will live in their own lands, the land that I gave to my servant Jacob. Right? And it says, verse 26, they will live there in safety. They will build houses and plant vineyards. I will punish all their neighbors who treated them with scorn, and Israel will be secure. Then they will know that I am Yahweh, their power. Right? So when we're gonna go to a little precept, right? It's up in Genesis, right, chapter 28 and verse number 28 and verse number 12 on down. It gives us what they would call Jacob's ladder, right? Where it's part of it's just a precept that's proven that he's gonna give that land back to Jacob again, back to Israel, right? So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 28 and verse number 12 in the GNT, and it reads, he dreamed that he saw a stairway reaching from earth unto heaven, with angels going up and coming down on it. And there was Yahweh standing beside him. I am Yahweh, the power of Abraham and Isaac, he said. I will give to you and to your descendants this land on which you are lying. They will be as numerous as the specks of dust on the earth. They will extend their territory in all directions. And through you and through your descendants will I bless all the nations. Remember, I will be with you and protect you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done all that I have promised you. Right? So Yahweh has promised us that He's gonna bring us back unto our land, right? The land of Canaan, that He took from the wicked, made them build it up for us, took from the wicked and gave it unto the righteous, His righteous son, Israel. Right? So now we're going into chapter 29. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 29 from the top. On the 12th day of the 10th month of the 10th year of our exile, Yahweh spake to me. Yahweh spake to me, mortal man, he said, denounce the king of Egypt. Tell him how he and all the land of Egypt will be punished. Say that this is what the sovereign power Yahweh is telling the king of Egypt. I am your enemy. Right? That's what Yahweh said, man, to the Egyptians. I am your enemy, you monster crocodile. Ooh, I am your enemy, you monster crocodile. Lying on the river, you say that the Nile is yours and that you made it. I am going to put a hook through your jaw and make the fish, Salakia, and make the fish in your rivers stick fast to you. Then I will pull you up out of the Nile with all the fish, Salakia, with all the fish sticking to you, right? So the Most High is promising that he gonna judge this nation, right? Called he's gonna judge this nation, man, called Egypt, man, right? But we know that prophecies, right, could extend to another kingdom, right? We know that this is modern day Egypt. Give me 1 second. And we know that this is modern day Egypt, right? So he's telling them, hey, look, man, I'm gonna put a hook through your jaw and make the fish in your river stick fast until you, right? Who is the fish that's in the river of Egypt, right? It's these other nations, man. You got Moab, you got Japhet, you got Ammon, right? You got different Hamitic nations, right? You got Cush, right? You got all these different nations, right? That's gonna stick, right, unto this nation called America. How do they stick to them? Through the police force, right? Through the army, right? Through the belief in their country over their own country, right? You got Kush would rather America make it than Ethiopia, right? So it says, uh, make the fish in your river stick fast to you, then I will pull you up out of the Nile, right? So the Most High is going to draw these Egyptians out of the Nile with all the Salakia, with all the fish sticking to you. I will throw you and all those fish into the desert, right? Because this land right here is going to be a wasteland, man, right? We could read that in this next precept that I'm about to get. Your body will fall on the ground and be left unburied. I will give it to the birds and the animals for food. Then all the people of Egypt will know that I am Yahweh. Right? So let's go to this quick precept. Isaiah, right, chapter 30, I think it's 33 and 1. Right? The book of Isaiah 33 and 1. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse number 1. Salaki, these pages are new. 33 and 1. Our enemies are doomed. Right? This Israelite speaking, our enemies are doomed. They have robbed and betrayed, although no one has robbed them or betrayed them. But their time to rob and betray will end, and they themselves will become victims of robbery and treachery. Yahweh, have mercy on us. We have put our hope in you. Protect us day by day and save us in the times of trouble. When you fight for us, nations run away from the noise of battle. Their belongings are pronounced upon and taken as loot. Right? So we see, man, that we asking Yahweh to save us, man. Right? And I got more I'm gonna go into, but we're gonna go back to Ezekiel, right? Chapter 29 and verse number Salakia. And verse number 5. We're gonna read verse number 5 one more time. I will throw you and all those fish unto the desert. Your body will fall on the ground and be left unburied. I will give it to the birds and the animals for food. Then all the people of Egypt will know I am Yahweh, right? And we know that this land is going to be left desolate, right? That's according to the script, right? Second Ezra talk about it, right? Obadiah talk about it, right? So we know that this land is going to be left desolate, man. And their bodies, just like our bodies, was in the midst of the street, man, right? And the beast gonna eat up, was gonna eat up our bodies, man. Same way gonna happen with the heathen. So reading on verse 6, it says, Yahweh says the Israelites relied on you Egyptians for support, but you were no better than a weak stick. When they leaned on you, pierced, pierced their armpits and made them wrench their backs, meaning you whoop them right after you pierce them in the armpit to claim them, right? You whoop them in the back, man, right? And you whoop their backs. Now then, I, the sovereign Yahweh, I'm telling you that I will have troops attack you with swords and they will kill your people, right? So the Egyptians about to get killed, man. And the Lord going to send troops upon the Egyptians, right? And those troops, by Hashem Yahushua, is going to be the elect. It says, and they will kill your people and your animals. Egypt will become an empty wasteland, right? And what else land did he prophesy that to happen, man? Right? He prophesied that to happen to right the north, man. Right? Egypt will become an empty wasteland when you will know. I mean, Salakia, then you will know that I am Yahweh. So let's go to Second Ezra. All right, let's go to Second Ezra, chapter 16, and I believe we're gonna start at 26 and read the 32. What Ezra said in this Bible? Salakia. Should be somewhere around the beginning. Sorry, right? Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Salakia, Ezekiel, and I'm gonna just get it in the KJV. So this one is gonna be in the KJV. We're gonna go to Ezra. I got it. I'm gonna get my red book. Ezra, Second Ezra, chapter 16 and verse number 26. The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. Right. So you're gonna have stuff growing at this point in time, but nobody gonna be able to pick them and tread them to make wine. Right. Verse 27. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice, right? It's gonna be so desolate that you're gonna be ready to hear another voice, man. You'll be crying out for another voice, man, right? To hear another person's voice. And it says, verse 28, for a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks, right? So we know that they're gonna go hiding in these bunkers, right? To try to get away from the elect and from Yahushua Mashiach. As in an orchard of olives upon every tree, there are left 3 or 4 olives, right? So an orchard is a thing that covers, right? That covers trees, right? You make this little building. You might see them when you got people that grow. It's like greenhouses, right? You got people that grow inside these greenhouses. You know, they have that little cover. And it says, verse 30, or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. So you're gonna have, these plants, right? And they're gonna be trying to grow. Even so, in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. So then you're gonna have people ransacking houses, right? Meaning running into houses and trying to get anything they could get to eat, because this land gonna be desolate, right? And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof waxed old, meaning they drying out. And her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, right? You ain't gonna be able to move around like that, because no man shall travel there through, right? So we see, that this land is gonna be desolate, man, right? And we see that in multiple scriptures, right? But I thought I'd get that one in Second Ezra, right? And let's go back to Ezekiel chapter 29 and verse number Salakia. And verse number 9. Egypt will become an empty wasteland, then you will know that I am Yahweh, because you said that the Nile is yours and you made it. I am your enemy and the enemy of your Nile. I will make all of Egypt an empty wasteland, from the city of Migdol in the north to the city of Aswan in the south, all the way to Ethiopia, or all the way to the Ethiopian border. No human being or animal will walk through it. For 40 years, nothing will live there. I will make Egypt the most desolate country in the world. For 40 years, the cities of Egypt will lie in ruins, ruins worse than those of any other city. I will make the Egyptians refugees. They will flee to every country and live among other people, right? And the modern day Egyptians is the Caucasians, right? So the Lord told us, I'm gonna do this thing unto the Egyptians for 40 years. Aren't we going to be in the wilderness for 40 years again? Right? So that way we could get proven again. It's called the second wilderness, right? So we see that the Lord is going to put things on hold while we getting ourselves back together as the 1/3, right? But the elect is going to be going into these cliffs and these rocks, finding these Edomites, right, and putting them to death, man, right? So verse 13, the sovereign Yahweh says, after 40 years, I will bring the Egyptians back from the nations where I have scattered them, and I will let them live in southern Egypt, their origin home. There, they will be a weak kingdom, the weakest kingdom of all, and they will never again rule other nations. Right, so the so-called Caucasian man is going to be the weakest of all the nations, right? And they shall never rule another nation. I will make them so unimportant that they will not be able to bend any other nation to their will, or or make them come to their will, do what they want them to do. Israel would never again depend on them for help. Egypt's fate will remind Israel how wrong it was to rely on them. Then Israel will know that I am Yahweh, the sovereign power. Verse 17. On the first day of the first month of the 27th year of our exile, the Lord Yahweh spake unto me, mortal man. He said, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylonia launched an attack on Tyre. He made his borders carry such a heavy load. Salakia. He made them carry such a heavy load. All right, come. Such a heavy load that their heads were rubbed bald, and their shoulders were worn raw. But neither the king nor his army got anything for all their trouble. So now, this is what I, the sovereign Yahweh, am saying. I'm giving the land of Egypt to King Nebuchadnezzar. He will loot and plunder it and carry off all the wealth of Egypt. As his armies pay, I am giving him Egypt in payment for his services, because his army was working for me. I am the sovereign power, right? I am Yahweh, Shalakia. For me, I, Yahweh, have spoken. When that happens, I will make the people of Israel strong and let you, Ezekiel, speak out where everyone can hear you, so that they will know that I am Yahweh. Right? So, and this goes into as well, this goes into Russia, right? Yahweh making Russia the mightiest nation with nuclear warfare to overcome America, right? It's the same way. Just like the Babylonians, Nebuchadnezzar overcame Egypt, right? It's the same way that Russia is going to overcome America, right? But at the end of the day, Israel's still going to be the top nation, right? We're going to come back in power and we're going to destroy the Russians as well. Not saying it's going to be Putin, right? Not saying that Nebuchadnezzar is Putin, right? But it could be Putin or whoever else comes after Putin or whoever else comes after that president. It will happen just like the Lord has said. And then so now when it says, I'm gonna read it in the KJV, right? Verse 21, Ezekiel 29:21. In that day, I will cause the horn of the house of Israel to bud forth, and I will give thee the opening of the mouth in the midst of them, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. Right? So we know what he's talking about, because in Egypt, right, what did he do for Joseph? Right? He brought Joseph out. He made Joseph be one of the I'm gonna just get it right quick. Genesis 41, right, 41 to 44. He made Joseph mighty, right, in the land of Egypt. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 41 and verse number 41. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, well, I'm going to start at Salah. I'm going to start at 25 to 29. Genesis 41:25. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. Yahweh hath showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. Right? So we know that Joseph interpreted a dream for Pharaoh, and that's how he became wealthy and one of Pharaoh's right-hand man. Right? So it says the 7 good kind are 7 years, right? The good kind of what? The good kind of corn. right? The 7 good kind are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 good kind. Salakia could mean something different, but it says, and the 7 good ears are 7 good years. The dream is one, right? So the 7 good kind, 7 good ears are both to show you about 7 good years. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kind that came up after them are 7 years. And the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh, that Yahweh is about to do. He showeth unto Pharaoh, behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land, and there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. Right? So then we drop down to verse number 41. Now that we have the context on what's happening and who interpreted the dream for Pharaoh, right, which is Joseph, we drop down to 41. It says, and Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I see, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt, right? I put you above on all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him with vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck, and he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. Right, so he's riding in the second chariot right behind Pharaoh. Right, so when they come out and they kind of praising Pharaoh, Joseph right behind them, like, yeah, he's getting his little bit of praise too. And they cried before him, bowed the knee, and he made him ruler. And he made him ruler all Salakia over all the land of Egypt. Right. So now Pharaoh and the people that's under him, he commanded the other people bow down, bow the knee, and he made him rule right in the land of Egypt, just like I was talking about. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot, and in all the land of Egypt. So we know that he had now put Pharaoh in a high space, right? He have now put Joseph in a high place. So it's the same way when we read in Ezekiel how Israel is going to be exalted in the midst of Egypt, right? Because this is where we're going to be saved from. A lot of us going to be saved right here in America, right? So that the thing that's going to bud, I'm gonna read it again. The thing that's going to bud, the house of Israel that's going to bud, is the elect and the 1/3, man. Right. So this is the book of Ezekiel 29:21. In that day, I will cause thee, so like I will cause the horn of the house of Israel to bud forth, right? To make plenteous, right? To be to blossom. And it says, and I will give thee the opening of the mouth in the midst of them, right? Something is going to be made known in the midst of Egypt, man. What is that going to be? Hey, man, that's those people that we had one day in derision, right? Why they getting raised up and we still here, and the nukes is on the way, right? So these things, the Most High is going to do again, man, right? And it says, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. So those same people that had the Israelites in derision, those people gonna know, right, that Yahweh is the Most High God, the power of the Hebrews, man, of the Israelites, right? So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and move on to Luke, right? We're going to Luke chapter 11 and verse number 14, and we'll be reading to verse number 22. Right, so this is the book of Luke, chapter 11, and verse number 14, and it reads, and he was casting out a devil, and it was dumb. Right, and it was done. And it came to pass when the devil was gone out, the dumb spake, and the people wondered. Right. So just like the most high, right? Yahushua through the hand of the most high cast out those devils from out of that evil, that man, right? It wasn't the man that was evil, it was the demons that was evil. But he cast out those devils, right? And that man became whole, man. That man became he's not an astonishment anymore. He's a different type of astonishment. That damn, that dude, the people of God could look like that, right? You know what I mean? So they don't think that the people of God could look like us as black and brown folks, right? They don't believe that the people of God could look like us, right? But they're going to see in the last days that the children of God is those people that they had in captivity and did disgustingly, right? So I'm gonna read verse 14 again. And he was cast to like it, and he was casting out a devil, and it was done. And it came to pass when the devil was gone out, the dumb spake, and the people wondered. But some of them said, how cast it out, Salakia? But some of them said, he casteth out devils through Beelzebub, the chief of the devils. And others, tempting him, sought of him a sign from heaven. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. Right. So, and we see that happening now today, man. You got the whistleblowers, right? They're exposing people, especially the small hats, right? The small hats is now being exposed on a high level, right? For the wickedness they're doing in these little creepy tunnels, right? With soiled mattresses and baby strollers, right? So now they're getting exposed, man, through the spirit, right? Because every house divided against itself shall not stand, and the house of Israel, I mean, the house of Esau, right, is Great Britain, right, is Russia, Europe, all these damn places, Palestine, America, Colombia, all these dang places, right, is ruled by the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, Idumean, right? So all these houses are divided against itself, let alone just America. In America, right? You got Whitey, right? You got Esau, right? Against Esau, man. They're exposing the head elites, man. Right? You got Epstein Island just got exposed, right? So a house that's divided against itself shall not stand. That's why Israel is so jammed up, man. Right? It's because we do not stick together, man. Right? And once we start sticking together like we're doing now, right, we overthrow the people that overthrowed us, man. But through the spirit, when we get our kingdom back, they'll never come back in power. And we just read that up in Ezekiel and up in Ezekiel, right? And so now we're going to read on verse 18 in Luke chapter 11, verse 18. If Satan also be divided against Satan himself, how shall his kingdom stand? Right. So if I'm the chief of the devils and I'm doing miracles for the Lord, how in the hell am I gonna stand? Right. So he's basically asking them rhetorical questions. Right. So he says, how, Salaki, I'm gonna start at the top of 18. If Satan also be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? Because ye say that I cast out devils through Beelzebub, right? So if I'm casting out devils through Beelzebub, that's Satan against Satan. That's the adversary against the adversary. That's not how it works, right? The good has to be against the evil and the evil against the good, right? That's how two kingdoms work, right? One of them got to be evil, one of them got to be righteous, and then one of them get overcame, right? Whether it be by the evil or by the good. Verse 19, and if I by Beelzebub cast out devils, by whom do it your sons cast them out, right? So how are you as Israelites casting out these demons, right? Because if I'm casting them out by Beelzebub and you casting out demons and I'm Satan, then you got to be Satan, right? That's the question that Yahweh Shai is posing, right? So it says, but if I, with the finger of Yahweh, cast out devils, no doubt the kingdom of Yahweh is come upon you, right? So now he getting into that vibe, man. Right? Sometimes we get like that, man. We get into that vibe, man. Right? Hey, look, man. You talking crazy, man. Yahweh gonna kill you, man. You done heard many brothers and sisters say that, man. You talking crazy against the prophets, Yahweh gonna kill you, man. Right? That's the spirit, that hopped on your house, shard, man. Right? But if I, with the finger of Yahweh, cast out devils, no doubt the kingdom of Yahweh is come upon you. When a strong man armed keepeth his palace, his goods are in peace, right? So when you got a good protection, right, your palace, your kingdom is gonna be in peace, right? When you got a good border of protection. And then it says what? Verse 22. But when a stronger than he shall come up upon him and overcome him, he taketh from him all his armor wherein he trusted and divided his spoil. Right. So just like I said, man, if I'm doing this by the hand of the devils, then that's stupid because we going against one another when we supposed to be having the same objective. We're evil, we doing evil. We good, we doing good. Right. So now Yahweh Shai let him know, hey, look, but if I do this by the power of Yahweh, right? Hey, look, man, we taking everything and we dispersing the spoil, man, right? So when we take over this kingdom, it's gonna be by the power of Yahweh, man. It's not gonna be by our own might. It's not gonna be by evil defeating evil. It's gonna be exactly what it is, Yahweh taking his kingdom back. Man, with that, I want to say the water, right, to the 5 viewers that came in kind of late, man. Appreciate y'all for coming in, man, and sticking in, right, to the end, right, and to the 1 viewer and 2 viewer that was in and out and stayed the whole time at the water, right. You kept me in the spirit, man. I really, really appreciate you, right. And with that, I say, Kwam Yashala, Shalom.